Hi, welcome to Jana's Kitchen. Today I'm making homemade scratch angel food cake, just like my grandmother used to make, because she raised chickens and she had lots of eggs. And the price of eggs is coming down, so don't let that fool you. This is just 1 dozen jumbo eggs. And it's important that you use room temperature eggs, egg whites for this recipe. And so I was running behind today. I had an appointment. And so when I came home, I put warm water into a bowl and that warms the eggs up to room temperature. And then I break the egg and I separate. You can do this in a separate bowl, especially if you're a new learner. I take the egg just like that, and it separates out the egg white. And I put the egg yolks over here. And the egg yolks, I'm saving those, and I'm going to make some creme brulee. You can make some rice pudding or whatever your family likes, because I'm not wasting all of those expensive egg yolks. I can promise you that right now. But you only need the egg whites. And so I've got 2 cups of egg whites. I spared you having to watch me crack a dozen eggs. And so I'm going to put those into my bowl. And I'm going to start to fluff them. Just to get them foamy. Got to do it slow. If you have a hand mixer with whisks on it, you can do this. It may take a little bit longer than with my bigger mixer, but don't be dissuaded. Everything's possible. My grandmother used to do this with a crank, her hand crank beaters. So if she could do that, you can do that too. And so I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. And cream of tartar is an egg yolk stabilizer. I put it in other things too, but it's cream of tartar. You find that in the seasoning section of your store. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to whip these until they're very foamy, and then I'm going to start adding sugar. So we'll be back in just a second. Okay, we're back, and you can see that I've got the eggs foamy now. Okay, and so to that, I'm going to start to add in 1 cup of sugar gradually. Okay, this is uber ultra fine baker's sugar, and so it's not quite like your everyday Domino's. It's a little finer than that, but you can use whatever sugar you have. This just dissolves a little faster. And I'm just going to add it slowly around the edges of my mixer, just a little bit at a time. I'm going to increase my speed, and we're going to beat this until it's stiff peak. So I'm going to keep doing this, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I believe we're at stiff peaks here. And you can always tell when it starts to hold its shape. See, those are stiff peaks when they lift. But you don't want to beat them too long, because that's called breaking, and they'll get too hard, and you don't want that, because it's hard to mix other ingredients into it, and it's so you'll just want it till it just starts to peak like that, and whatever you do that it holds. That's called a stiff peak. So we're gonna put this back on here for just a second. I'm gonna push this ahead because we got to do a little project here, and then we're gonna put the beater back in for just a second. Okay, and so now we're gonna fold, or we're gonna sift our flour. We have cake flour. There's 2 or 3 different brands out there. Maybe where you live it's a little different, but you're gonna want cake flour. It's a softer wheat, and it makes a big difference, because regular all-purpose flour isn't gonna work. You can use it, but it's not gonna be the light, fluffy cake that you want. And so we are getting 1 cup, and this is my little B cup, and it does have a measuring line in it, and it is accurate. So and how you sift, you can use a bowl, you can use parchment paper. Okay, so I'm going to put this in to my, just a strainer. You can use it as a sifter. and then a half a cup of sugar. We put 1 cup of sugar in the cake, the egg whites, and now we're going to put another half cup of sugar into our flour mixture. And so I'm just going to go ahead, and you can see why, because there's some lumps. And I'm going to do this twice, and then we'll be back. See? There's that, and you can press them through. Now I'm going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon. I have a 1/4 teaspoon here, so I'm going to add 3 of those to my flour mixture. And I'm going to stir it up. Now we're just going to fold this gently into that, and then I'm going to put in a teaspoon, I got my 1/4 teaspoon I'm just going to add here, of vanilla. Just going to stir now, and then we're going to add just a little bit, and then we're going to fold the rest in. All right. So now I'm going to fold the rest of it in by hand, the rest of the flour, and we're going to work on our folding technique here. Clean our batter off of our beater here, all those egg whites. Erin, you want to take that for me? Thank you. And now for the rest of the flour, we're going to slowly incorporate by folding. Okay. These are all just techniques, the words that you need to learn. If you don't already know, there's new cooks on here and old cooks on here that maybe haven't ever made a homemade cake from scratch. And, you know, we don't have a lot invested in this. It was, right now in the expensive egg stage, it was $6 for a pack of jumbo eggs. And that was at one of the more expensive stores. Regular dozen eggs. I mean, you can use it as long as you come up with 2 cups of egg whites. It doesn't matter what size eggs you use. But I noticed that between a large egg and the jumbo eggs, because there's large, extra large, and jumbo, that there was only 20 cents difference. And so I just got the jumbo eggs, and I only needed 1 dozen. I would have needed more than that if I would have bought the other. So, and I'm just going to add the rest of this flour, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I folded all of the cake batter, or all of the flour, into the egg whites. And so now we're going to go in here and put all of our batter for our angel food. See how light it is? Oh, it's so lovely. And then that hint of vanilla in it. And this is perfect for strawberry shortcake. My husband likes like the biscuits that I do. I think I've got that already on my YouTube, right, Erin? Yeah, early ones, so it's down in the beginning. Have to scroll down, because this is my 100th video coming up today. We were going to be doing something with this angel food cake, and it's what my birthday cake was every year. It's a beautiful Easter type of a dessert made with angel food cake and heavy whipping cream, and oh, it's so good, and fresh berries. Or frozen. All right, and now get all the bits in here, and I'm going to show you how to prepare this for the oven. I've got my oven preheated to 375 degrees. I have clean hands, don't worry. I overwash my hands, don't I, Erin? That's why they're so dry looking. I wash, 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 wash. If I touch my phone, guess what? I wash my hands again with soap. All right, so we got all of our batter into this beautiful cake, and it's going to rise up. You want to take that for me, Erin? Thank you. Wipe my hands off. Got egg on there. Now, I have just a regular dinner knife, and I'm going to go through like this, gets all the air bubbles out. I don't want to stir it. I want to just get the air bubbles out, and I just run my knife like this. through it. And then I like to make little peaks. You'll see why. I don't know why. My mom always did. That's why I do it. Just like that. Now we're going to put this into the oven, and it's going to be done in approximately 25-30 minutes, depending on your oven. And you want to put it on a lower shelf, not all the way down to the bottom, not in the center, but somewhere in between the center and the bottom. And that's where you want to bake this at. And we will be back. A homemade from scratch angel food cake. And we also made one that is from a box mix. And those are 2 separate videos, and they'll be uploaded. And we did that because this is our 100th video right here. It's a little long, but I'll tell you what, this really doesn't take long in person. It's, like I said, you can always go to the store and buy I didn't quite get it on this side. You can go to the grocery store and you can buy, I would buy 2 of the grocery store size angel food cakes. I just did this on purpose because I'm going to tear it apart, so it didn't really matter. I'm putting it all in this pan. I'm trying to hurry, and that's not a good thing. And so I'm going to take this cake that I made from scratch. It's so light and fluffy. I'm going to break it apart, put it in this bowl, and we'll be right back.